Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this webinar today. Hopefully you all can hear us and see what is on the screen right now. So I want to introduce Premium Title. This is a new integration that we have completed with LendingQB. Obviously, they are a title and settlement services provider. What we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be going through the integration, how it works, and certainly talk about the benefits of obtaining title through Premium Title. I have several people with me on the line. Siri Gunn from Premium Title, Diane Chase, Gloria Luberger. Is that how you say your name? I'm sorry. But we have several people from Premium Title that are going to be presenting this to everyone. They will be available to answer questions. So if you look on the GoToWebinar panel, you'll see that there is an area where you can type in questions. So feel free to type in questions. We have several people here that are going to be able to receive those questions. We will select certain questions that we can talk about during the discussion, and then other questions we may just reply directly to you. And as a reminder, we are going to be posting a recording of this webinar, and any unanswered questions we will email to all of the attendees. Okay, so I would like to introduce Siri to everyone, and she is going to give us this presentation today. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining, and we look forward to presenting to you about our integration with LendingQB. We've been working with LendingQB over the past 6 months to bring to you some enhanced features that, as you guys work through working with title providers from a quoting perspective to order placement and some additional enhancements I'll talk about a little bit later in the presentation. So we wanted to go ahead and present 2 things to you. I have a presentation that'll talk a little bit about this integration, as well as a recorded demonstration of the actual full integration, so you can see how it works directly in your LOS and how it feeds out to our system to pull fees and to place the orders directly in our portal. So Premium Title is a national title and settlement service provider. We're directly licensed in 39 states. We have completed our integration with LendingQB to provide a couple different components, and then we're working on additional enhancements. So to start, some of the services that you can receive through this integration is an automated quote for all title and settlement fees. We also provide a guaranteed fee certificate that is saved directly to your loan system. And the loan estimate also auto-populates with accurate title fees, assisting with TRID and compliance factors, as well as a faster disclosure time for you. So that's a quick overview of what the integration entails. There are a few components that we thought are very beneficial for you to see kind of what this really brings and what benefits it brings to your company and your organization. Direct fee mapping, it's very customizable at this point, where we're able to customize and mirror your unique fee structure setup. It comes with a guaranteed fee quote for 30 days. So you'll get a fee certificate that can be saved and downloaded directly into your system. That quote is, like I mentioned, is valid for 30 days. If you do place an order with us, then it locks in that quote. If you take 2 or 3 months to do it, we request that you do run another quote just to ensure there aren't any changes in any fees. Typically, our fees don't change from a settlement and title perspective, but any recording fees that we pull through could possibly change if a county updated their recording fees per page, etc. It provides a complete quote with all accurate title and settlement fees. And this also gives you a faster turn time based on quoting within the LQB system. So as far as that 30% faster response times, it's based on the more the technology side of it, of where it's hitting that fee portal and being able to import it back to you guys. Online order placement, some benefits for this online order placement. The speed, it's giving you a one-click title order placement, and you'll see that when we get into the actual live demonstration. Cost reduction, it's going to improve your speed where you're not hitting an outside website to enter all the data. You're not waiting on an email exchange, or if you're still faxing orders, not waiting on the faxes to go through. So all order placement is direct through the LendingQB site with a single click of a button. It also provides improved turn times on title, at least with Premium Title, and as LendingQB expands this integration potentially with other vendors from Premium Title side of it, we are able to automate that order placement process. So when you place the order through LendingQB, it also gives you the chance to push that order directly into us when you do the order placement, and then we are able to automate it where the search, the title search goes directly out to our abstractor, so that order plate process is instantaneous, whether it's an in-house order search for us based on our ability to get county data online, or if we have to send it out to an abstractor. So it removes that manual process of individuals actually touching the file, and so title turn times are a lot faster. For us, typically on a refinance transaction, it's 72 hours or less, and in online search counties, we're seeing around a 24 to 48 hour turn time on titles as a result of automations like this. It also gives you greater visibility and tracking into the orders of when they were sent, where you sent it to, and what day the title was ordered. So just from an overall overview, it really gives you visibility from the individual that placed the order all the way through management. One thing that we're looking at is building out additional or future enhancements, and one thing that actually we're in the process of launching right now, we did some UAT testing, and I believe it's going live, is our title commitment delivery. So we'll actually be able to deliver a title commitment into your loan system back into LendingQB. We're working on some additional features, such as additional document delivery throughout the entire transaction. So this can also help from a post-closing funding perspective. Signed lenders documents can be fed back into your system. So funders can do a pre-funding review, or even into your post-closing, after loan has closed, document delivery of final title policy or copies of recorded documents. So those are features that we are looking to build out a little bit further. Also file status notification. So that would also give you full notification of where a file is at as far as in processing, clear to close, signing completed. The last component that we're looking at is just eliminate some manual fee mapping components to really automate the features of this. So what we're looking for, even asking, we'll do the demo of what's currently built, but if there's anyone that wants to be a part of the beta team and also go through some of the testing of these new features as we build them out, we'd love to have your participation, and you could reach out to LendingQB or to myself at Premium Title, and we'd be happy to engage you in those conversations. And this integration, just one more item I'll share with you, is really to help benefit you guys. So the more feedback that we get from lenders and from clients on LendingQB, the more robust we can make this integration for you, and really help to customize it, make it beneficial for all end users. So I'm going to switch over here real quick, and we're going to go through, well, actually, I'm going to do a quick overview just on some screenshots here of the integration, and then we'll do more of a live demonstration of it. So just to give you quick screenshots of how this works, clicking on the Premium Title button, so you can see the screenshot of LendingQB. There's going to be a button for you to click Premium Title. So when we do the interface setup for you guys, this will now be a feature. It's going to be as simple as clicking on the loan, the estimate closing cost. So the loan estimate is generated on the integration interface, and this allows you to see the loan estimate and the closing disclosure items. And Gloria will go into a little bit further detail on this when I actually show you the live recording of it in a live demonstration. The compliance certificate can be downloaded from the loan estimate section on the interface. So there's a download compliance certificate button here where you can download it, but you can see the full breakdown of fees. And then to place the title order, it's as simple as clicking the order title button, and you'll get confirmation. So it'll say title order with your file ID and your file number. So that is our escrow number showing confirmation of the title order going through. And then you can also save the certificate directly into your system by saving closing cost fees. Last component is the estimated fees for the selected loan will save directly into your system. So you can see how it's actually going to save directly into the different sections. So I'm going to go ahead and get us going on the recorded webinar here. So Gloria, I'm going to turn it over to you if you are ready.
Thank you, Siri. I might ask you to stop and start this as we go through it, since I have to match up with the recording. I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you for joining us today for the LendingQB Premium Title demo. Today we're going to show you how you can estimate closing costs and order title directly in the LendingQB platform through the integration with Premium Title. Here we are on the home page where you will see all of your loans. You will select the loan that you are working on to get a quote or to order title. When you select the loan, sorry, just waiting for it to get done. You'll see Premium Title. For this demo, we are using Premium Title Test, which you'll notice right there to the left, that's Premium Title. That will be what you see in your live environment. As we're using the testing environment, it's a little bit slower than our live environment. It'll take just a second for it to populate. Here in the Premium Title interface, you'll see the loan details, the property details, and the borrower information that you entered through LendingQB. You'll have the loan details that are locked in through. If you need to make any changes, you'll need to go back to your system. We do that for accuracy of the quoting. You notice down at the bottom that you have estimate closing costs and order title options. When you select estimate closing costs, you'll be able to work directly with our system to pull the fees. It does take just a little bit longer since this is our testing environment. This will go quicker in the live environment. Upon completion, it will pull up the closing cost estimates for title, and you'll be able to save them to your system. If you do make any changes to your loan, you'll need to pull another quote to make sure it's accurate. As soon as this pulls up, it's going to show you. It's going to take another second. It's so sorry. It's a little slow in the testing environment. There we are. And you'll see our itemized closing costs. And I'll also show you whether it's a buyer or a seller charge. Once they populate, you'll be able to save them. They'll come right up in your system once you save them, but you do need to save them for them to show up in your system. And select the Save Closing Cost Fees at the bottom. And then in addition to saving your estimate, you can also print out our compliance certificate. And this is what Siri was mentioning, the guaranteed fees for 30 days. Just wait for it to catch up here. Okay, and you click on download the compliance certificate. It's going to populate the certificate. It'll show you the date that you obtain the certificate as well as the date that's valid through for the 30 days. It'll have your property details and your loan transaction details at the top and the quoted estimates guaranteeing our fees. Once again, this is only valid for 30 days from the date it's pulled, and as long as nothing has changed the loan details. If you change anything, you can go back in and redo your quote and save a new certificate. Okay, now there, we'll go back into our loan details and we'll show you where you'll see the fees. Under your loan estimate and within your loan, you'll see the buyer charges. It will populate, they save to your system. And then you can also see if you do have a purchase transaction, you have seller fees, you'll see them in the seller represented side as well. Once again, don't see the fees, they will not show up here. Now that we've estimated our closing costs, we can order title. Once again, we'll go back through and we'll select Premium Title. And again, we are selecting the testing environment. In the live, you'll go right to the left to the Premium Title option. Once again, we'll see all of the same loan details. Now this time we're also going to see our estimated closing costs. Those have been saved. If you forgot to print your compliance certificate, you can do that again as well. Since it saves to your system, you don't have to print it out. Save your closing costs if you forgot to do it, print your compliance certificate, and then you can order title. By selecting the one-click option to order title, you'll automatically be communicating with our system to place a title order. This does take a little bit longer in our testing environments. In the live environments, this will be a lot quicker. And it's Diane, I'm so sorry. It's like Siri had mentioned earlier that we do have the option for the title delivery that actually has gone live this past weekend. So you're able to automatically receive your title order back in the system that you're in without having to leave. Once this populates, you're going to get your file number for premium title. So you'll be able to check on that within your system without leaving, but if you did need to leave, you would be able to reach out to us with your file information for an update on your file. This will take just another moment. We do also have the milestone option. When this does populate, it will show you the file number, but it's also going to show you the status of your title delivery. You'll see when this populates that it's going to show as the title being delivered is pending because you're just placing the order. So now we'll scroll down here underneath our estimated closing costs. Now you will have your ordered title. You'll have your file number confirmation that was successfully placed, and the milestone for the title delivery with the status as pending. Once the title is delivered, this will change the status and deliver title directly into your system. This is how you're able to estimate closing costs, get guaranteed fees, and place title through the Premium Title LendingQB integration.
Thank you, Gloria. And I'm going to go ahead and just revert back to our PowerPoint presentation here for a moment. One thing that, just as far as getting started, kind of next steps, and then we'll go into a Q&A session. I believe there's a couple questions that have come in. And if anyone else has any questions, too, feel free to enter them in the question box in the webinar, and we'll go ahead and address those coming up here in a couple minutes. So as far as getting started, we will set up an integration call with LendingQB Premium Title, and the lender, anyone from your team, from the technology side or business development side, who's looking to gather some more information. We can do additional demos as needed as well. We review some fee mapping requirements, get the complete setup done. From there, we would do some testing. Testing can be set up with specific user groups, so you guys can run some tests on the order placement and quoting features. And then we would go through a full pilot process with account boarding call and pilot orders. So that's kind of a quick overview of the next steps if you are interested in speaking with LendingQB and Premium Title further on this. I would like to go ahead and open it up to some of the questions and provide some answers to you guys for some additional information on this integration. One of the questions that came up is there a fee mapping process that occurs prior to going live? The answer is yes. So we've got a template that pulls through what are the standard or typical title fees and the line items that we'll be feeding back into your system. And we just need confirmation of the fee line items that map into your system. So it's kind of a three-part component of it. We'll provide you with an Excel of the list of title fees. You'll let us know where you want those maps back into your system based on your fee mapping component. And then we work with Isaac at LQB to put in the ID identifiers. It's a pretty simple process. That setup takes less than a week, typically just depending upon volume of requests we have between LQB and Premium Title. We've seen it within 48 to 72 hours to have that setup complete. So we would do it where it would actually match your naming conventions in your system based on your fee type. One other question that came up was as far as if you currently utilize First American Title, do the fees also work PML? I'm not 100% sure on the PML component on what you're referring to as far as PML. I don't know if anyone from the LQB team can speak on behalf of that.
Yes, I can actually answer that one, Siri. So yes, right now the way that is designed to work is to be able to pull in all the title fees from Premium Title directly into Price My Loan so that you can then generate the appropriate closing costs on all your quotes. So that is sort of the intent. I can certainly find out for sure. But I'm imagining that the process is actually the loan file is created, and then the premium title quote is generated, and then the Price My Loan decision engine is run. And from there, then the appropriate fees would then populate right into Price My Loan.
Encourage anyone else with questions to go ahead and send those over as well, or if you need any further clarification. And we can also do a follow-up with anyone as well after the call or post-call with additional questions you might have, or if you'd like to go through a demonstration a little bit further. Another component or another question was just as far as the title commitment component, that actually did launch late last week, so that is a new feature that we have in there. As far as timelines for the additional launches, we're still working on those and don't have exact ETAs, but if you are interested in working with us, we can put some better timelines behind that for you as far as additional features and enhancements.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, I mean, this is pretty unique in terms of the way that we have implemented both the quoting and the ordering process for title and having it integrated with Price My Loan. I think that we can look at this as kind of an initial phase of integration with premium title. I would fully expect that this integration will be improved over time. And I would like to just say to all of my clients that it would be within your best interest and our best interest, to participate in this, because I mean, we always are looking for direct end user feedback in terms of how we can improve any of our integrations. So, obviously, we're both very interested to see any of our clients that would like to, get set up with premium title. Obviously, we would be working very closely with you and with premium title to ensure that everything is working appropriately, but also to gather feedback on how you guys feel the integration is actually working. Yes, and according to the workflow that was explained to me by Isaac, yes, you will have to select premium title prior to going into Price My Loan and running pricing. Okay, there is no right now. There is no method within Price My Loan to select premium title at that time. Okay. And then Siri, you see there's another question from Tammy regarding your licensing.
Yep, so we're directly licensed in 39 states. The ones that are not included, I can pull up our coverage map for you or send that across to you post-call as well. It's in some of the outlier states like Alaska, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon are still pending for us to potentially get an escrow license there. So I can send that to you, and I can also pull up here. I should be able to, real quick, I can just do for everyone to see on our web portal. I can bring that up for you as well. So here's a copy of our coverage map for everybody to see. And you can also make note of our website as well, too, if there's anything else that you would like to look over post-call. In the non-licensed states, to give you a little bit further background on how that works for us, our partners work directly through our system. So from a quoting perspective on refinance transactions, you can get quotes in those respective states. So if you ran a quote in Washington, the refinance rates for our partner would pull through. For most purchases, they pull through with the exception of a few states, just based on the setup and having to go to local agents more on a county level. We're still trying to dial some of those states in, but from a refinance perspective, you should be secure across all states to obtain quotes. But just these states highlighted in light blue, there are partner states for us where it does get outsourced to another party. But like I mentioned, they work through our system to help streamline the process. And I just wanted to thank LendingQB too for their partnership. It's very exciting for us to kind of see where the industry is going and the trend with trying to automate, simplify processes with the compliance regulations going on with disclosure desks, everything that's kind of happening in our industry. It's great to see the different vendors that work with lenders partnering together to create more streamlined processes to help everybody that's involved in the transaction. So we encourage each of you to look into this further. Like I mentioned, definitely reach out to myself or LendingQB, and we can coordinate additional follow-up calls or meetings with you guys if you have interest in discussing this further with us. And any feedback that you have for LendingQB, I know in our working relationship with them, they're very open to hearing from you guys, want to hear from each of the users, whether it be from a title vendor perspective or another vendor. That open communication is really going to help them continue to build out their system for you guys. We've been very encouraged to work with them to see how quick they are in moving some of these components forward to create additional benefit for each of you. So thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you inviting us to participate in this webinar. I don't know if there's, oh, actually another question I think might have come up here. So
that's a good question,
Diana,
Anna.
Yeah, great question. Diane, I might need your assistance here a little bit. So as far as when the changes to the loan amount, such as a new loan amount, my understanding is a new quote needs to be run at that point, but it will pull the new information that you've entered. So you don't have to do anything manually. It's just running a new quote. If you've changed the structure of your loan, you would need to submit a new quote.
I think that's one side of the issue. I think the other side of the issue is really along the lines of workflow within the LOS, such as, if loan amount changes or any other sort of values within the LOS changes, what sort of notifications will the end user receive in regards to the existing title quote that was pulled from premium title. So I think that's, and again, I think that's a little bit more advanced question that we're going to need to kind of address, right? I mean, we certainly can create workflow rules around certain fields. Now, when those rules would actually fire in relation to the premium title quote having been already ordered, that's something we're going to have to look into, because I don't know whether our workflow engine has the capability of identifying whether a previous premium title order had occurred or not. So that's most likely something that unless Diane, or anyone on the premium title side, unless you guys have already discussed with Isaac how to handle those situations within the LOS, within our LOS itself.
Hi, Lynn. This is Diane. Unfortunately, no, we haven't discussed that being part of the workflow. It was just decided if for the phase 1 or for the beta that the customer is going to typically know if it's a loan amount change that they would want to pull a new quote, but that has not been vetted out at this time. But it's a great question and great opportunity to enhance this.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, these types of questions are what needs to be asked of us in order to direct us, the types of enhancements we want to make with another phase of the integration. I mean, I think we all know where we want to get in terms of an integration with premium title and other title providers. It's obviously it's an iterative process. We need to kind of just look at separate use cases to see, what occurs, and then develop solutions to those separate those separate use cases. So, so I think that's something that we should have further discussions. And you're absolutely right, and I mean, of course, we are talking about TRID-related fees that have certain tolerances around them. Obviously, when changes do occur after disclosures have already been made, that would, likely end up triggering different sort of redisclosure or change of circumstances. So, again, those are things that, we want to be able to discuss in greater detail with our clients and with premium title to see how we can come up with those specific types of solutions. All right, very good. So anyhow, I think, I want to thank Siri and everyone else from Premium Title for, putting together this webinar. We hope this has been useful to you. We are very excited about this integration. It is one of the few title integrations that we have. And I think the way that we, work with Premium Title was in a very ideal manner. There was a lot of very good back and forth. So I think that says a lot in terms of, what future changes will happen to the integration. And most of you guys know Isaac. He is, obviously a superstar here, and the fact that he is, sort of handling this says a lot in terms of the value of this integration that we have. So we are looking forward to working with any of you guys. And again, if you have any questions, I will certainly send out a copy of this recorded webinar along with any other associated collateral. Siri, I imagine you would be the main point of contact over at Premium Title. Is that correct?
Yes, I would be. Yep.
Okay, very good. So we'll make sure to get all this information out to you and anyone else who had registered for this particular event. And if you have any direct questions on the LendingQB side, feel free to reach out to me, and most of you guys know who I am. I am Lynn Cook, okay? All right, thank you very much, you guys. We look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone.